Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. We hear so many abstract theories about how AI is going to totally revolutionize the future of work, but today, we're stripping all that theory away. We actually got our hands on the meeting minutes from a real company, AU Home, from April 2026, and we are going to look at exactly how a modern team is being forced to grapple with artificial intelligence right now. We're going to break down how leadership at this company basically took a look around, saw the writing on the wall, and dropped a strict workplace mandate to make sure their team doesn't become obsolete.
So the whole AI portion of this meeting kicked off with a brilliant, straightforward question from the team lead, and Ben. He just looked at the room and asked, how does everyone use AI? Now, I actually want you to take a second and think about your own habits here. If your boss looked you dead in the eye right now and asked how you're using AI in your daily workflow, what would your answer be? Would you have this robust list of tools and prompts ready to go? Or would you kind of just freeze? Because as we're about to see, the answers given by the AU Home team are literally a perfect microcosm of what is happening in offices all over the world right this very second.
All right, let's get into Section 1, AI in Everyday Life, the check-in.
So when asked how they actually use AI, the answers were incredibly eye-opening. Just look at the stark contrast and proficiency here across a single team. Jiang, complete silence, no answer at all. Meanwhile, you've got Fuk and Hung giving answers that the notes noted as repetitive. So, they're probably just regurgitating the bare minimum or doing exactly what everyone else is doing without truly innovating. But then there's Hien, the secretary. The notes explicitly say her usage is normal, but much faster than usual. Hien has already cracked the code on how to use AI to absolutely supercharge her baseline efficiency. So in one single room, you've got complete paralysis, basic repetition, and hyper-efficiency.
And honestly, this brilliantly highlights the very real digital divide happening right now. AI proficiency is completely polarizing the modern workplace. You just don't have a team moving forward at the same pace anymore. You have individuals fracturing into entirely different tiers of value based solely on how well they can talk to a machine. Gone are the days when the biggest tech gap in the office was, who knew how to unjam the copier. For a company trying to run a cohesive operation, this uneven adoption isn't just an interesting observation. It is a massive structural challenge that leadership has to solve immediately.
Moving right along to Section 2, the surprising AI reality, everyday encounters. The team then started listing off where they're actually seeing AI out in the wild, and the variety is just staggering. Fuk pointed out everyday domestic electronics, like AI is literally powering washing machines and floor cleaners now. Then Don chimed in that people are using AI to trade stocks. Hung brought up how smartphone brands like Oppo are launching specifically branded AI phones. And then it takes this massive leap. Hien pointed out that AI is actively being used by authorities to detect traffic violations. I mean, we're jumping from domestic chores and personal finance straight into mass consumer electronics and civic infrastructure. AI has become entirely inescapable.
And this feeds into an even larger societal shift. During this discussion, Dan made a really fascinating observation. He noted that even his parents and extended family members are now actively using AI. And that right there completely shatters the myth that AI is just this niche tool for young, tech-savvy office workers. When older generations are casually adopting the technology at home, it proves the barrier to entry has officially vanished.
But it isn't just about utility, right? It's about culture. Hung brought up a cultural shift that is kind of mind-blowing. She noted that AI-generated music is actually becoming hotter, like legitimately more popular, than music made by actual human beings. Just think about the implications of that for a second. We always used to believe that creativity was the ultimate moat, protecting human relevance. But here we have a team in 2026 flat out recognizing that artificial intelligence is actively outperforming human artists in cultural traction.
But with that immense capability comes some pretty immense risk. Hien brought up a genuinely chilling encounter. She saw a video clip of what looked like a completely real bank teller, but it turned out to be an AI deepfake. So the crucial takeaway here is that AI has reached a level of sophistication where it is highly deceptive to the naked eye. The tech is so seamlessly integrated into reality now that we literally cannot trust our basic senses when dealing with institutions like banks. This demands a completely new level of critical thinking from every single employee.
Which brings us to Section 3, the Workplace AI Mandate, turning observation into strategy.
Having laid out this totally wild landscape, team lead Ben had to synthesize all these disparate observations. And before laying down any new rules, he delivered a major reality check that they officially recorded in the minutes. AI will not disappear.
It is not a passing trend. It's not some fad you can just put your head in the sand and ignore until it blows over. This is the new baseline of reality. And acknowledging that permanence, that's the essential first step to actually taking action.
So, to make absolutely sure his team doesn't fall behind the curve, Ben laid out a strict 3-step mandate. Step 1. Everyone must actively upgrade their knowledge of how to use AI. That silence we saw from Chiang earlier, simply no longer acceptable. Step 2. You must train yourself to use AI faster. It is not enough to just open the tool. You have to integrate it seamlessly to actually speed up your workflow, exactly like Hin did. And Step 3. Everyone must put in the effort to strive for ultimate efficiency. The baseline expectation now is continuous, aggressive improvement in leveraging these tools.
But let's be real. Mandates without motivation usually just fail, right? This is where Ben introduced a brilliant, pragmatic carrot approach to force the team to take this seriously. He created a specific FUKAP, which is basically an allowance or bonus tied directly to AI usage. He totally understood that to create genuine motivation, he needed to align the company's technological survival with his employees' personal financial goals.
Think about how this bonus scales in practice. If your AI efficiency is low, if you're just giving those repetitive answers or secretly resisting the tools, your bonus is basically non-existent. But if you master the tools and push your efficiency to the absolute max, your bonus maximizes too. In 2026, your tech savviness is quite literally tied to your paycheck. Your ability to prompt an AI directly determines your financial compensation.
Which brings us to the final and definitely most crucial thought of this whole explainer. This AU Home team meeting made one thing crystal clear. AI is everywhere, from our homes to our banks, and it is firmly, permanently entrenched in the workplace. It is not going anywhere. So take a hard look at your own workflow today. Are you actively upgrading your skills to earn your own metaphorical AI bonus and drive your career forward? Or are you sitting in silence, just waiting to be left behind? It is a question we all have to answer, and honestly, we have to answer it right now. Thanks so much for joining me as we unpack these incredibly revealing meeting minutes, and I will catch you on the next explainer.